Hey everybody, Ryan here. Alright, gonna be doing the New York Rangers today. Rangers fans have a lot to look forward to. Maybe not necessarily this year, but next couple years, you're gonna be a very, very good team. I mean, you need these guys to finish developing, but that could be as early as this year. We'll see. So, hopefully you're watching if you're a Rangers fan, because you're gonna like this video. Alright. If you're a subscriber, thank you for watching. If you're not, hit that subscribe button. Join everybody and join others and watch, and hopefully you enjoy. And if you do, if you're a subscriber, and if you're not a subscriber, hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell so you can be notified when the next video drops. Alright, now we're on to New York Rangers season preview. Alright, key additions. Well, I wouldn't say all these are key additions, but additions in general. Kevin Rooney signed a 2-year, $750,000 per season deal. Colin Blackwell, 2 years, $725,000 per season. I was kind of surprised by Blackwell last year. Never heard of him. Then he started playing for Nashville last season, and he actually looked like a pretty solid fourth line checker. So that may be a good pickup for them. Keith Kincaid, 2 years, $825,000 per season deal. Jack Johnson, fresh off his buyout from Pittsburgh, 1 year, $1.15 million. Anthony Bitetto, 2 years, $737,500 per season, fresh off of being let go by Winnipeg. Johnny Brodzinski, wow, I'm thinking of the wrong player. Johnny Brodzinski, 1 year, $700,000. Anthony Greco, 2 years, $737,500 per season. Darren Radish, 1 year, $700,000. There's nothing huge there. Like I said, Blackwell could be a pretty solid fourth line checker. Jack Johnson will play. I have no idea why, but he will. Bitetto will be a solid 5th, 6th defender, maybe even 7th. Same with Johnson. I wouldn't call him solid though, personally, but that's just what it is. Subtractions. Biggest one, Henrik Lundqvist. He went to Washington, then announced he wasn't going to play this season because he was having heart surgery. He had open heart surgery. From what I understand, he's done really well since, and still is not going to play this year for Washington, but wish him all the best. Great goaltender over the last few years, last decade or so, for sure. So, all the best to him. And let's see. Next, they lost Vinny Lettieri to Anaheim. Jesper Fast went to Carolina. Danny Reagan to Vegas. Greg McKegg to Boston. Stephen Fogarty to Buffalo. Michael Haley to Ottawa. Oh, that's a huge loss. Ooh. Not. Elias Anderson to LA. They traded him and he signed there. Matt Bolesky, he's a free agent. Boo Neves, a free agent. And Mark Stahl. Mark Stahl they traded to Detroit. Why did I think that he was traded there? No, he was traded to Detroit. Alright. They re-signed Brendan Lemieux, 2 year, $1.55 million per season. Ryan Strome, 2 years, $4.5 million per season. Gabriel Fontaine, 1 year, $700,000. Tony DeAngelo, 2 years, $4.8 million per season. Alexander Georgiev, 2 years, $2.425 million per season. Philip D. Giuseppe, 1 year, $700,000, and Brandon Crawley, 1 year, $700,000. So Lemieux's definitely going to play, Strome's going to play, DeAngelo's going to play, and Georgiev's going to be playing. So those are good re-signings. Tony DeAngelo, there was a lot of debate as to where or not they would, because there's all this talk about attitude problems and that. Every time I saw him, he was a solid player. I thought he played really well, honestly. I mean, he definitely gets stuck up in the play sometimes because he's an offensive defender. But honestly, I saw him fight a few times. He could throw some punches. I was kind of surprised. For an offensive player, it's like, dang, you could throw some punches, dude. Especially offensive defender, they usually never fight. Ryan Strome, good job keeping him. He provided some secondary offense last year. Brendan Lemieux just pisses everybody off, just like his dad. Shocker there. Alright, so projected cap hit for the Rangers, $76.6 million. bonus cushion penalty, $3.95 million. So their projected cap space is $4.8 million. So they have some cap space. That definitely is nice to have when you're a solid team like them. They could add a guy if they needed to on the offense or even defense. If they could get rid of Jack Johnson, that'd probably be preferable for everybody involved. I still don't understand that signing at all. But it's their team. They can make the choice. I mean, right now what they have contract-wise, that Panarin one, he had an amazing year last year, so I don't think anybody's complaining about that now. But by about those last 2 years, it may be a different story, especially when some of these younger guys are up for contracts in the next few years. Lafraniere being one of them and Kakko being the other. That could hurt down the line. But, especially then you got Zibanejad out in a couple years too. That could hurt as well. But at least you could lose Ryan Strome at that point and not cry about it. Alright, so after this season, they have Pavel Buchnevich. Sorry, I don't know why I couldn't say that there for a second. Buchnevich, he is an RFA after this year. Philip Cheadle, RFA. Julian Gauthier, a RFA. Brett Howden, an RFA. And Philip Di Giuseppe. Why am I not able to say names today? Oh wait, I'm never able to. Is a UFA. Alright, defensively, they got Brendan Smith, Jack Johnson as UFAs out there this year, and Ryan Lindgren as an RFA. Lindgren's going to get more money, but they could offset that by letting Brendan Smith go after this year, too. Definitely letting I really don't understand the Jack Johnson thing. I'm surprised he's 33, honestly. I thought he was older. But he just has not looked like a good defender the last couple years, so I am surprised. I mean, I think he may be the odd man out at times. Because they got, honestly, I think Potato's a better one than he is, honestly. Alright, so you got Shasturkan, who is going to be RFA after this year. He's going to want more money, especially if he has a great season like he did last year. He's going to want more money. Alright, Buyout History. They are still technically paying for Brad Richards, but it's not counting against the cap for the next 5 seasons. Dan Girardi, they're paying for the next 3 years. Ryan Spooner, $300,000 is not the end of the world for this season. Kevin Shattenkirk, his is big this year, but it goes down by like $5 million after this year, so that will help out a lot. Henrik Lundqvist, big this year, low next year, drops by $4 million exactly. So those ones will hurt for this season. It prevents them from getting some things, but they're gonna gain. What is that? About 5.5, and like $4 million. So basically, like almost $10 million just from those two dropping out there this year. So not too bad. So they're gonna have a bit more space next year than they do now. And I mean, the Jacob Trouba contract, he did not look great last year. I mean, he's only 26, so he's coming into his prime. So hopefully he lives up to $8 million for the next 6 years. Hopefully. Otherwise, that $8 million is going to be really hurting down the line. Alright, so non-roster forwards, they got Patrick Newell and Ty Ronning, Tim Gettinger, and Gabriel Fontaine are all RFAs out there this year, and Johnny Brodzinski is a UFA. Alright, D-man wise, they got Yegor Rykov, Libor Hajek, Darren Radish, and Brandon Crawley as RFAs. So, nothing huge there. I mean, they probably re-signed most of them, but nothing huge. I know this year they are hoping that Keandre Miller plays for him. He looks like he's going to be a solid prospect, but I'm not sure if he stayed in college this year or not. Alright, you got, on the goaltending wise, Adam Huska is a RFA after this year. Alright. So, draft-wise, they got very lucky and won that first overall pick this last year, which is only going to help them and make them better in the near future. Alexi Lafraniere is who they picked number 1 overall. I think a lot of people didn't question that, but there were some out there who thought, oh, maybe they'll take Stutzla, or maybe take Byfield, and it's like, when I did my draft, I did not see them not picking him. I had hoped my team had won that draft lottery, but they're too small a market, I'm pretty sure, to actually truly win it. But, hey, it makes the big market team even better. And especially one that was up and coming last year. Good on them. Then they had a second first round pick at number 19, Braden Schneider. He's not going to play this year, I have a feeling. I can pretty much guarantee that. He's going to need at least another year, probably. He's looked good in the World Juniors, but I don't think they're going to bring him up this year. Number 60, they got Will Coyle? I'm not sure which way they go with that one, but he's a left winger. Number 92, Oliver Tarnstrom, a center. Number 103, Dylan Garand, a goalie. Number 127, Evan Vierling, a center. 134, they drafted Brett Berard, a left winger. 165, Matthew Rempe, a center. Number 197, Hugo Olas, a goalie. All right. So their draft for the next 3 years. They do not have their own second this year. They have their first, they have their third and Buffalo's third, their fourth and Ottawa's fourth, and their own fifth, sixth, and seventh. And they have all their own picks for next 2 seasons after that. So they could trade a draft pick for the next 2 seasons in order to improve this year. Alright, right now Mika Zibanejad is technically injured. I want to say it was day to day. But we'll see how that works out. Their first line, that's not going to be their first line. Oh gosh, now. Panarin and Zibanejad were ridiculously good together last year. So there's no way Artemi Panarin is not on that first line. Kreider is on that second line, I'm sorry. But it is Artemi Panarin, Mika Zibanejad, and maybe Pavel Buchnevich. Honestly, I think maybe Kakko might even play on that line. Heck, you might even see Lafraniere, depending on how the season goes, playing second line instead of Kreider. But to me, it's going to be Kreider, Strome, and Kakko. Then you got Lafreniere, Cheadle, and Gauthier. Lemieux, Howden, and Rooney as the fourth line. They have a good, solid offense, especially if Kakko can be better than he was last year, and especially if Lafreniere looks amazingly good this year. I mean, they're going to start him off in that third line, definitely shelter him a bit. There's no way they're going to start him off first line, barring injury. But I think he'll have a solid year, and he'll advance in the lineup as the year goes along. I mean, can you imagine if they were to do like Zibanejad with Lafreniere and Kakko and Lafreniere were living up to what their draft potential is? That could be a very dang good line. And Panarin could probably play with anybody. I mean, he got like 90 some points for a few years there with Columbus, who didn't have that many guys to help him. So he can pretty much score with anybody. I'm going to move on from what I just said there. Alright, defense, you got Anthony DeAngelo and Jacob Trouba. DeAngelo is going to provide the offense. That is for sure. And he's definitely a physical guy. Trouba's a physical guy. He could definitely be better than he was last year. I mean, he was a -12. Holy cow. That's terrible. For how good this team was, look at Lindgren, +16. Adam Fox, +22. Jack Johnson, who was not on the team, never mind. Although Brendan Smith was -12. Maybe he was playing with Brendan Smith last year, which makes sense. Oh, God, that third pair of Johnson and Smith. Oh, that's not a good defensive pair. Lindgren and Fox will be a solid pair. DeAngelo and Trouba would be too. Goalie-wise, you got Shasturkan, who looked really good last year. 10-2 in his 12 games he played. .932 save percentage and 2.52 goals against average. Georgiev did not have as good a year last year as he did the previous year, but is still a solid young goaltender. He's only 24. He's younger than Shasturkan. So, honestly, I can see Georgiev being traded at some point. I'm not sure if it's next year, but the year after. Maybe. So, they have solid goaltending. Then you have scratches, Philip Di Giuseppe, Colin Blackwell, and Libor Hajek. So I can see Blackwell making it into the lineup in Kevin Rooney's place, honestly. That fourth line would be ridiculously annoying. Because I just remember Blackwell pissing off people last year with Nashville. And you know Brendan Lemieux is going to piss off everybody he goes near. So that could be a solid fourth line. Alright, Taxi Squad. Brodzinski has played games. I know he played 3 games with San Jose last year, 1 assist. Gabriel Fontaine has played before. Anthony Boteto definitely is an NHL player in the past. 51 games with Winnipeg last year, 8 assists. He could plug in easily. Keith Kincaid has played in the NHL, although his numbers last year, that is bad. 6 games, 4.25 and a .875. 1-1 is the amazing part there. Alright, training camp. Keandre Miller, I can see getting some games in. Maybe even Matthew Robertson. But Keandre Miller is the one I would see if he is not already playing in college. If he is, then I'd have to say wait till the end of the college season. Then you'll see him. But he's going to be coming up here very soon. Is he signed? Yes, he is signed, so yeah, I bet you he's going to be playing this year. He's actually bigger than I thought he was. I didn't realize he was 6'5". But he's going to be a solid guy once he starts playing. Then they also loaned right now Vitaly Kraftsoff, who could even make the lineup this year too. So he may even be playing. I mean, like I said, they have a ridiculously good offensive prospect pool. I mean, just Kraftsoff, you got Lafraniere, you've got Kako. Those are some really good offensive prospects right there. As long as they all develop correctly, of course. That's the main thing. Alright, they got Braden Schneider, who's going to be a defender in the future for him, I'm sure. Not this year, maybe not next year, but soon enough. Alright, here's their top prospects. Alexi Lafraniere, 112 points in 52 QMJHL games. Igor Shasturkan, 10-2 in 12 NHL games and 17-4-3 in 25 AHL games. Keandre Miller, 18 points in 36 NCAA games. Nils Lundqvist, maybe he might even plug in some games this year, if he isn't contracted at SHL, of course. 31 points in 45 SHL games, is a defender that is amazingly good. And Vitaly Kraftsoff, 15 points in 39 AHL games and 3 points in 11 KHL games. I know he's playing. I want to say he was on loan list, so yeah, he's playing the KHL this year. So I believe they had an out clause in their contracts they loaned over, so he should be coming back if he isn't already. Others mentioned as top prospects: Zach Jones, a defender. I did not put positions on those 3. Oh, that's annoying. Morgan Barron, Carl Henriksen, and William Coyle. Let's see, Morgan Barron. Will Coyle is a forward. I'm not seeing the others. Why am I not seeing the others? Carl Henriksen and Morgan Barron. Alright. Oh, Carl Henriksen is a forward. And why am I not seeing Barron? That's weird. Oh, Morgan Barron is a forward. There he is on the training camp roster. So maybe he makes the team and plays a few games too. Alright. So, I think they're going to be a middle range team just because that's a very solid, really good division in the East. I mean, they definitely could surprise and finish at the top of their division. I wouldn't call it a surprise. I can see it happening, but like I said, those young guys had to have amazing good years, and their defense needs to be solid because you know the goaltending is going to be. If Shasturkan plays the way he did last year when he was playing, they're going to be a solid team, and especially if they can stay healthy, they'll be a really good team. So, as of right now, I'm going to say they're going to finish middle. They're more middle range because they need that seasoning before I'd say that they're going to just start knocking at the Stanley Cup door. I'd say in a year, 2 at most, before they start really knocking as oh, wow, look at the Rangers. They're going to be a top team this year. I think they're almost there. They're, like, you can't see my hand right now, but, like, an inch away. They're so close. I just think that they need those young guys this year to get that development, get that playing time, and next year I'd say they're going to be more of a top team. I'd say I still think they could do top play. They can be a top team this year, but the perfect storm has to happen. So, and I mean they could definitely surprise people, and I think in the playoffs they will surprise people. They may finish in the middle, but I think they could be make it pretty far in the playoffs this year. I think so. That's why I think of the New York Rangers. So if you're a Rangers fan, you have a lot to look forward to. If it's not this year, it is coming. You are going to be a very good team here very quickly. So maybe just wait this year, finish more middle, get those guys seasoned, and then you're going to be really good here soon. All right. If you're not a subscriber to the channel, thank you for watching. If you are a subscriber, thank you for watching. If you're not a subscriber, though, hit that subscribe button. Then you can see my videos when they drop. And hit that notification bell. That will let you know on your phone or device or on your YouTube account in general that my new video is dropped. Alright. Other than that, like, share, comment, and I will see you all next video. Let's see, who do we got coming up? Ottawa is next. I'm sorry, Ottawa fans ahead of time. Alright, everybody. I'll see you all next video. Bye.